The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I like down in a green pasture. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Unu prepared a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with unu oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I life. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah Kadamawe. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Now again, here we are not neutral, and we have never claimed to be. We have actually taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. My brother, my sister, this is the headquarters of the truth. And of course, we are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. We are 1 hour late today because we have been following a very big story which we are going to be breaking tomorrow. Oh my God. We are inundated with so much information. Thanks so much to you. And sometimes we have to run our investigative machinery beyond the capacity. Forgive us for the late start of the show. Please spread the word. Hit on the subscription button. Hit also on the notification button so that anytime we are on, you will be notified to be part of this big family. Please share the broadcast. Wake up people and tell them that we have news for you today. And of course, my name, Black Rasta. Now in every traditional African home there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some good amount of heating, tactfully, tactically. And of course, at the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all palatability for the nourishment of the family. My brother, my sister, this is what we do here exactly. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, all and sundry, my brother, my sister, and we subject this to some very beautiful forensic scrutiny. And then we authenticate the forensicity of our stories, and then we bring those to you to help us develop our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, and here we speak truth to power. Oh gosh. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. If you have any information you want us to follow up on, bordering on patriotism, corruption, anti-corruption, we applaud where we are supposed to, and we also flog where we are supposed to. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. One more time, my name Black Rasta. Please share the broadcast, like the broadcast, comment, and most importantly, please recommend us to your family and friends. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Today we have 3 very important stories, and they are going to rock you to the bottom. Can we go right now? Story number 1. Watch this, my youth. Kennedy Agyapong brings back all Anas enemies. Now, a few days ago, we ran a report that told you that Kennedy Agyapong had brought on Charles Bissue. Now, it has gone beyond Charles Bissue. Can I start it properly? Who is Kennedy Agyapong? He was a member of parliament, my brother, my sister, for the Asin area. He was on there for a very long time until he decided that parliament had become so cheap and that useless people were now in parliament. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry could just be part of the Ghanaian parliament. It had outlived its importance. According to Kennedy Agyapong, in fact, he was tired of being an MP. He again said, If you think that the NP salary is what is feeding me, then you are making a big mistake. The day that I will stop being a parliamentarian will be the day that I will be the happiest man on earth. Because my constituency will stop running after me and asking me to pay their electricity bills, pay for naming ceremonies. So many people are naming their children after me, all because they want me to be able to give them some money. But I've become wiser. Now, if you name your child after me, I just say thank you and I don't give you anything, because that was the newest way people were getting money from me. Oh, me banato. Honorable, then at the end of the day, they come getting money from me. My brother, my sister, this is Kennedy Agyapong. Presently, he's running for office as president of the nation, beginning with the primaries of his party. And his biggest contender in there, according to pundits of the game, is no other person but Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, Kennedy Agyapong himself is a 65-year-old gentleman. He said that by the age of 60, he was going to buy a private jet. In fact, that passed him by. He couldn't achieve that. And he didn't tell us he had changed his mind. He's a man who claims he has all the money in the world. There was a time he even told us he was richer than Wesley Snipes. He was richer than all the American actors in Hollywood. He just fell short of telling us he was richer than Bill Gates and Dangote. He's a man who prides himself in the fact that he has so much money, and for him, money is everything. If you have no money, you are a nobody. He's running for office, and he says he has the passion to help people. Of course, people know that he's a crazy philanthropist. He gives money to so many different people. But one thing most people speak against is that after he has helped you, if he has any issue with you, he brings it out. You know what? The other day you came to me hungry, I fed you. And many people think that once you help somebody, you should let it go and not reference it every now and then when you have an issue. He has insulted judges in Ghana, called them fools and stupid. In fact, he has been so vituperative in the media space. He himself has a TV station and a radio station, and he used that in the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in opposition to uplift the image of the NPP. He's one of the most important members of the party right now and one of their major financiers. Today he's running for office. Many people think he's not fit for office, but it looks like a lot more are following him and are sure that the 65-year-old who was born in a Sindompim would be the next president of the republic if he's able to skip that space called the primaries. This is Kennedy Agyapong, Akomprekun. Now, one of the bitterest enemies of Kennedy Agyapong in Ghana here is Anas Armiyao Anas, an investigative journalist that Kennedy Agyapong calls a thief and a landguard. In fact, a murderer. Anas doesn't like those names. For that matter, he ran to court trying to get the court to actually bar Kennedy Agyapong from calling him such names and also to punish him. At the end of the day, Kennedy Agyapong was set free by the judge, who went ahead not only to free him but to affirm the fact that, according to him, Anas Armiyao Anas was not an investigative journalist. What he was an investigative terrorist, using his position as an investigative journalist to terrorize people and be able to squeeze money out of them. Kennedy was so happy in court. Anas wasn't. He ran to the courts in America. He won the case, but there was no money. He went back to the courts in America, and this time around, he's asking for millions from Kennedy Agyapong. Would he succeed? But that is not the focus of today's show. The focus of today's show is everybody in Ghana knows Anas Armiyao Anas. Presidents have supported him. In fact, it started with John Evans Atta Mills, who said that he would use the Anas principle to be able to deal with corruption in Ghana. And what's the Anas principle? You will catch people on camera doing nasty things, criminal activities, and then you'll be able to use that as evidence to put them away for good. The Anas principle. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was campaigning to be president, he also said the same thing, that he would use the Anas principle in order to catch corrupt people. And it looked like in his first tenure, he actually encouraged Anas. In fact, at the chagrin of Kennedy Agyapong, who doesn't like Anas one bit and didn't see why his president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, should be subscribing to the tactics of Anas Armeyao Anas. My brother, my sister, now something interesting is happening. One of the biggest documentaries, according to some Ghanaians, even though I share a different opinion, one of the biggest documentaries of Anas Armeyao Anas is number 12. And number 12 was all about football. To Anas himself, he didn't think that people were going to be so interested in football. What did he do? He caught a lot of referees, taking bribes, and selling out matches. In fact, even here in Ghana, when Accra House of Oak and Asante Kotoko played, and there seemed to be some kind of bad refereeing, many people died. It became one of the most serious stadium disasters that we ever recorded in West Africa and beyond. We all remember that at the Ohenijan Stadium, at the time called the Accra Sports Stadium. My brother, my sister, Anas went into investigations undercover, and he came out with so much information. So many people, referees and players, taking money in order to sell matches. My brother, my sister. And then his focus lights finally fell on the boss of Ghana football, Kwesi Nyantakyi. This is Kwesi Nyantakyi. At the time, he was the Al Capone of Ghana football. Nothing happened in Ghana that was sports related if Kwesi Nyantakyi was not there to put his finger through. You needed Kwesi Nyantakyi's finger in every sporting activity in order to make it tick and talk. Now, Kwesi Nyantakyi was loved by almost everybody. Oh yes, he won matches for us. He did a lot of work underground, and he became wealthy from his hard work. Now, the wild-born boy, all of a sudden, was all over the world, flying left, right, and center, and Anas's cameras caught him in Dubai, sitting in front of a fake sheikh called Sheikh Al-Thani. And Kwesi Nyantakyi was running his mouth, thinking that he had actually landed a big deal to improve Ghana football and to also enrich himself. He asked for a total of 12 million American dollars so that he will use that money to help Sheikh Al-Thani do football business in Ghana. And what did he want to use the 12 million for? Some of the money would go to he himself. In fact, he even talked about money laundering, how that money could be laundered through him into Ghana. He also wanted money for Kennedy Agyapong, because for him, Kennedy Agyapong was a loud guy who talked too much, and in order to go free, you need to bribe him to buy his silence. That was an indictment. But when the matter came out, the Ghanaian people took it serious. Kwesi Nyantakyi lost his job. In this documentary, he was actually talking about how powerful he was and how he had the president in his pocket. The president of Ghana didn't take kindly to that. In fact, the Confederation of African Football decided to pull him out of his position, and he was suspended. It looks like right now, Kwesi Nyantakyi does not hold anything football that is tangible. He's gone all broke. The last time we saw him trying to become an MP at Ejuso, he fell flat. He didn't get up to, the votes of 200 people. My brother, my sister, it was terrible for him. Only cockroaches and mosquitoes voted for him. And he realized that it was time to go home. He had become so unpopular, he needed to build up himself again. It is very, very unfortunate and sad How people at the helm of affairs, known by everyone, could all of a sudden descend to the ground and crumple like a house of cards. This is Kwesi Nyantakyi. Now, Agyapong was the one responsible for this. Agyapong has been so angry with Anas. He said Anas actually pushed these people, and he used those videos to try and get money from people like Kwesi Nyantakyi. Kwesi Nyantakyi was unable to pay money, or else Anas would have dropped the case and nothing would have happened. Anas has denied all this. But a long story cut short. Come here, my youth. Now, a long story cut short, my brother. Agyapong has become a terrible enemy of Anas. Kwesi Nyantakyi has also become an enemy of Anas. And then we also saw Charles Bisu. Charles Bisu took money, which was said to be bribe money, to allow people to do galamsey or illegal mining, my brother, my sister. Now, when Agyapong, my brother, my sister, started running his campaign to be president in his first tenure, he didn't involve these people. But the second time round, he has brought on Charles Bisu as his campaign manager. Charles Bisu, from the Anas Galamsey documentary, who was seen on camera taking bribe, allegedly, and is now standing trial with the office of the special prosecutor as the prosecutor. The courts haven't decided yet, but Agyapong have decided to take him. My brother, my sister, we talked about that last week. So what is new? A video came out. We saw Agyapong in the northern region of Ghana. He went all the way to the upper west region of Ghana, where Kwesi Nyantakyi was born. Now, Kwesi Nyantakyi speaks fluent Wale. In fact, he's a Wala boy. My brother, my sister, and in this video, Kwesi Nyantakyi is saying some really terrible things. I'm going to do a quick translation, but first and foremost, listen to what Kwesi Nyantakyi said, campaigning for Agyapong in Wa. Watch this.
Pampana ahayelu puo pampana kaka yenam benka honorable Kennedy Agyapong awoleo numpong awoleo ayiri numpong ma ahna min na nyeji aha abansonye nyeji amambora nki tare dogora ku bia yelu puo anaka e treasurer yele no wa 8 years hali ye baba to cleaner at the office of the president onyi na dolika leo chena nturoje kan wala yankun change mba mine ane mma mine kina woturo diyene ta na mbo tare tona kuya ima la change wa kina tede poko ko tare doka e ko mba ho chala tede poko jala bi mma mine kina tu ala.
My brother, my sister, Agyapong is sitting at the back. They are addressing members of the party and trying to get new people on board. What is Kwesi Nyantakyi saying here? He says, why should we go back and take a man who is failed? A guy like Bawumia, he's failed. Right now, we need a new guy like Agyapong, who should be able to stand firm and direct our paths. After all, when Bawumia said he was only a mate, what was he trying to tell us? He was running away from his responsibilities. Or was he a cleaner right there inside the presidency? If you have a cleaner at the presidency who is not cleaning well, what do? You get a better cleaner and throw this one away. Or maybe you turn him into a cleaning brush and clean up the place. He seemed to be saying. Agyapong, after going for Charles Bisu, as we predicted a few days ago, he is on a trajectory, on a journey, my brother, my sister, of undoing everything Anas Armiyao Anas has done. Right now, it is the turn of Kwesi Nyantakyi, who is part of his campaign team. Now, one person is visibly missing. Charles Edubuahene. How many of us know Charles Edubuahene? How many of us remember this guy? This was the guy who was asking for a bribe of about 200,000 American dollars for the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. That is him. In the same Galamsey documentary, this guy, Charles Edubuahene, a son of the historian Albert Edubuahene, a member of the NPP. Now, this guy boasted more than Nyantakyi did in number 12. He said that the president of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, had been helped so much by his father, Professor Albert Edubuahene, and for that matter, the president owed him a lot of responsibility because his father had helped him in the past. Therefore, he had easy access to the president. He could go there anytime, anyhow, because of what his father did to support Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He didn't end there. He asked for 200,000 American dollars as bribe to be given to the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. And he was also operating in the office of the vice president of the Republic of Ghana because of the political connections he had via his father, Professor Albert Edubuahene. The vice president got angry and they had to chase him out of the vice president's office and also the presidency. It was captured all over the place. Watch this. 200,000 American dollars appearance fee. Bawumia was unaware of Edubuahene's deals. OSP report. The OSP went into it, checked it out, and it came out that, in fact, Bawumia wasn't happy. And especially, he didn't even know that Charles Bisu was growing fat using the name of the vice president to take bribes left, right, and center as appearance fee. He was kicked out of the presidency, the vice president's office, and from that time, in fact, from the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he's falling down, falling crested. My brother, my sister, with an egg on his face, he has fizzled out into thin air, disgraced totally as a bribe taker and a corrupt guy. Charles Edubuahene, from that time till now, has been living in political oblivion. Will Kennedy Agyapong go for this one too? Would he say that the president of the Republic, the investigation of the OSP, and even the vice president of Ghana have all been wrong about all these guys? The president kicked out Charles Edubuahene. Vice president kicked him out. OSP denounced him and kicked him out as well. Ghanaians denounced him and kicked him out. Will Kennedy Agyapong go for this one too? And if it does, would it authenticate his ferocious hatred for Anas? Or would it just be his passionate love for justice? Is Anas a corrupt guy, a landguard, a murderer? Is Anas an investigative journalist or an investigative terrorist? It looks like now the easiest way to get into the Kennedy Agyapong camp is to be a friend of Anas Armiyao Anas. But we keep our lenses wide open as we watch to see if Charles Edubuahene, who was heard asking for a bribe, just like Nyantakyi, to be given to the vice president, which made the vice president angry. He confessed to the president, confessed to the vice president that he did that and he was sorry, just like Nyantakyi did. Would he bring him into his team? And if he does, would it just be sheer hatred for Anas? Or would it be Kennedy Agyapong's love for lawlessness? Or his love for thinking out of the box? Or his love for believing in what he believes in? This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we, in fact, speak truth to power. If all the enemies of Anas are now being rallied around Kennedy Agyapong, then what will be the fate of Anas should Kennedy Agyapong ever become president of this nation? Your guess is as good as mine. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Hey, how you? Oh, yo!
Black Pot, Kukushonomo.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Remember to share the broadcast. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, time to do that, my brother. And of course, hit on the notification button so that whenever we come on, you'll be part of this big family. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Please pick up the numbers. Give us some vital information that you think we must follow up on. And you know how we do our thing. It's devoid of all the shenanigans. It's all about Ghana. Nobody is bigger than Ghana. My brother, my sister, this is the headquarters of the truth. Send your comments in. Story number 2. Watch this. OSP shocks Dr. SLEDGE cold. How many of us know Dr. SLEDGE? Now, Dr. SLEDGE has been in the media for some time now. But the first time we heard about him, as you all will remember, was 2018 when he stormed, in fact, the Fantasy Dome where SHÂCKS was launching his album, The Rain. And over there, the first CD copy that was supposed to be sold was to go out for 100,000 Ghana cedis. Many thought that this was so exorbitant. But this tall, handsome gentleman stepped out of nowhere, followed by his missing rib, his wife. And together, they came and said SHÂCKS deserves more than the 100,000 Ghana cedis is asking for. In fact, we want to give him 150,000 Ghana cedis, an equivalent of 15,000 American dollars at the time. 150,000. My brother, my sister, he gave out the money, and from that time, he and SHÂCKS became very good friends. According to him, that was the very first time he was attending SHÂCKS' show, and SHÂCKS was over the moon with excitement to see a guy like this. You know, the guy loves rich guys, you know? But this man has been in bed with SHÂCKS. People saw them in so many different places, sometimes even spraying money to dancers. He and SHÂCKS. My brother, my sister, this is Dr. SLEDGE. Nana Yao. SLEDGE. My brother, my sister, this is a video of him and SHÂCKS. And there you see Dr. SLEDGE in an all green, beautiful African attire. And look at the money that is being tossed around like peple. And look at the Adwa dancers. Oh gosh, when money is flowing, people can dance themselves lame. Trust me, we've seen this video over and over. He is a man who loves the fast life, the limelight. He loves the fast cars. Hey, he made so much money. Now, this was 2018. My brother, my sister. And in 2019, the following year, Dr. SLEDGE, who who had been building a refinery, a gold refinery in Ghana. A very young man, the youngest to have started that in Ghana and the whole of West Africa. A lot of attention came onto him. A young man is building a gold refinery in Ghana. And if you look at his age, he happens to be the youngest entrepreneur in that aspect of business, gold refinery. My brother, my sister, a lot of us were so excited that the business was coming to Ghana and it was owned by a Ghanaian. That year alone, in fact, he exported 1.2 tons of gold, and that gave him 60 million American dollars. Hallelujah. 60 million American dollars. And I'm talking about the great Dr. SLEDGE, who the security investigators called the king of fraud. Now the office of the special prosecutor is running after the handsome Dr. SLEDGE. Now the office of the special prosecutor says that Dr. SLEDGE went for as much as 94 million. My brother, my sister, oh my God. 94 million American dollars. And this amount of money he took from Ghana during the days of the gold for oil charade. Remember when Baumia came to tell us about that? And look at it. Slapped all over the place. Gold Ridge Refinery CEO Dr. SLEDGE detained by OSP over 94 million American dollar gold trade scandal. My brother, according to what the OSP is saying, if this is true, then this guy is a very dirty, wicked guy. 94 million American dollars. He took it from the people of Ghana under what is called the MIF, MIIF, Minerals Income Investment Fund. Look at it. And it has the logo of Ghana. The coat of arms sitting on the M like a golden stool. Do you know what it means to say the coat of arms of Ghana? It represents you. It represents me. We are all represented in this as Ghanaians. So the money he took was not his personal money. It's money that belongs to me. Money that belongs to you. Money that could have saved a lot of people from malaria. Money that could have given people clean drinking water from boreholes, not even pipe-borne water. At least to save them from waterborne diseases. Money that could have been used to replace schools under trees. Money that could have been used to save people from going through the desert and getting killed by Tuaregs, or going through some dangerous Lampedusa routes where they would die on the high seas. But the greedy, dirty fraudster, Ghana's Akablemazer, as told to us by the office of the special prosecutor, my brother, my sister, took that amount of money and he fizzled into thin air. The MIF, Minerals Income and Investment Fund. At a time we were all looking for oil to be able to run our economy, and we felt that we could use gold to be able to get oil to run our electricity, to run our automobiles, and so on and so forth. My brother, my sister, this guy called Dr. SLEDGE, Nana Yao, you know what he did? In 2019, when he had hit the jackpot and exported the largest amount of gold any single Ghanaian had ever done, 1.2 tons, and earned 60 million American dollars. They had a trust in him and gave him 94 million American dollars to go and scout for gold, refine, and use that to bring oil into the country to reduce The pressure on our electricity and so on and so. He pocketed all the money and fizzled into thin air, jumping from one entertainment state to the other, buying fast cars and blowing it into thin air. Now the office of the special prosecutor has been chasing this man from January. Iyoko, under Raymond Archer, has also been following him and has put him on the red alert from April. So this guy here cannot travel anywhere outside Ghana. As it stands right now, if the Iyoko red alert is something that has to hold. Dr. SLEDGE, when they make their money, it looks like it's a curse. They don't keep quiet. The average Ghanaian would like to make as much noise as possible. If he makes his first $1 million, he's like God. Yet when a Nigerian even makes $1 billion, he still wears slippers, which he calls slippers. And he's walking around eating ogbono and akara. Yet, when we make the slightest amount of money, chicken change, what we change is our diet. We don't eat kontomire anymore. We don't eat fufu anymore. We don't eat banku anymore. We are now moving continental. We are eating food that Queen Elizabeth eats in her house. Food that our African stomachs cannot even digest. We will find the food and eat that. We will import chefs all the way from Azerbaijan to cook us Azerbaijanese food. We will import prostitutes from Sri Lanka, like that idiot in Nigeria did, Abacha, and died an untimely death. We will import ice cream, my brother, my sister, from Hong Kong, because we love Chinese ice cream. It looks like it's a curse. Look at what Namwan did. He made his money and he will be going around throwing money. Shatta Wale can do that because he is a man of the people. He is a man who wants to have the people follow him. He's an artist, but you are a businessman. He flaunted the money. He went around showing that he was the richest guy. He moved from place to place. My brother, and eyes came on him. Some of them used that for money laundering. He got 94 million of Ghana's money at a time that we're running, begging for a bailout. Idiots like this, according to the OSP's office, they have pocketed $94 million of Ghana's money. Nana Addo Dankwa did nothing about this. When the elections came, he gave money all around according to A+, even to the Attorney General and some other people. So they forgot everything in the heat of the election. What is the office of the OSP doing? It looks like assets of Dr. SLEDGE are being frozen one after the other, beginning with his bank accounts. Kaya Jeme. His bank accounts, as we speak right now, my brother, my sister, allegedly frozen. And his assets, one after the other, are being pinpointed and also frozen as investigations, my brother, my sister, are going on. My brother, my sister, this is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And this man here called Dr. SLEDGE, I will be so happy that justice will finally come to Ghana. How many more hustlers are on the streets? How many people did you start school with? You see them 3-4 years later, and it looks like life has smiled at them. They have so many buildings in good taste. They are carried in palanquins while you are still walking barefooted with so much dust catching around your legs, only for you to get to know that the money that was supposed to help you have a better life, they blew it out of your pockets through money laundering and stealing for their own good. Should the office of the special prosecutor succeed in getting justice in this case, Ghana will smile again. But there's another thing that is shocking. Right after the OSP deals with Dr. SLEDGE, Iyoko is also waiting with some new charges against Dr. SLEDGE. How many more Dr. SLEDGEs do we have? The good news is that it looks like Ghana is beginning to work now. We see a lot of people charged. What we want to see now is the speed, the fluidity with which some of these charges will work in court. And we want to see a lot of these people paying for the atrocities they meted out to us as Ghanaians. To Dr. SLEDGE, I don't know what to tell you. When people like you take Ghana's money, allegedly, how do you feel? Do you think you are smart? Having said this, how can we solve some of these problems? It's simple. We have to be able to instill in the youth discipline, patriotism. As the youth are growing up, we need to let them know, even if you are walking on the street and you see money lying down there, it is not your money, don't take it. If you suspect it belongs to somebody who just dropped it, call his attention to come and pick it up himself. Money that does not belong to you, don't take it. I say that to my children every now and then. In fact, now social media is here and we see a lot of this happening. We see pranks, money pranks. Somebody will drop money and you see somebody who looks like a responsible person. So, oh, say you have dropped your money in America, in England. So, oh, thank you so much. Then they take the money and they know the money is not theirs. It's actually fake money. Now, this pranker comes forward to say, oh, are you sure it's yours? What work do you do? Then they instantly tell you what work they do. Then you tell them, are you sure it's yours? There's a card in it. Then they tell you it's written on maybe PW. Then these thieves are able to tell you straight away, concoct something that PW stands for. Maybe Patrick Wilson. Oh, that's my cousin's name. And then finally, when they tell them that, well, this is fake money, it's just a prank, and you see their faces, it looks like the world has no future anymore. Everybody is beginning to be a thief. If my son comes home with 100 Ghana cedis and I know that he doesn't work, I will have to find out where he got the money from. Encourage your children not to go out and say, I saw money on the floor and I picked it up. Leave it there. It's not your money. If it's even 1 trillion, leave it there. If anything at all, pick it up and call the police if it's so huge. Are we making sense? When we grow our children like this, they will grow into better, responsible citizens. My brother, my sister, that is what we need in this country to be able to solve some of these problems. Every now and then we hear about stealing. Government officials, private individuals stealing the money of Ghana, my money and your money. Our brothers and sisters are running to America, England, Japan, struggling for a livelihood, and it's not been easy for them. I don't want to sound like a preacher, but it is what it is. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we'll be getting ready to close. Hey! Hey! Woyo!
Blakk Pot, Kukushonoo.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonoo. And here we speak truth to power. All right, so let's see your comments. Come on. All right. send them via YouTube. You can also send them via Facebook. Okay? So Ebenezer Anders says, good evening, Blakk. Then Azu says, welcome. And he says, it's time. Joseph Latte says, can Agyapong would win hands down? Okay? Many more comments coming in. All right? Billy Graham Donko says, Blakk, I love you so much, but stop talking about Ken. Billy Graham Donko says, every day you talk about Kennedy. Okay. James Belmont says, the art of war. Ken's move. Now Godwin Nukpoku Kujo says, good evening, senior patron. Blessings and strength. Another day to learn and be baptized in patriotism. James Belmont says, what is the meaning of kuku? Show kuku means pot in the Fanti language. Show is hot. Nemo inside. So inside the hot pot. That is Fanti. Kuku show nemo. Kuku show nemo. Right? Now Godwin Nukpo Kukujo says, what is the current government doing about the weak education system and also leveraging technical and vocational skills and education with a senior high educational system? Well, Mahama is on and we are waiting to see more action. Haruna Idrisu, Honorable, has also been put in. In fact, the Ministry of Education. And we are waiting to see exactly what plan they have for Ghana's education. Because it's been destroyed by the Nana Addo government. Children who can go on vacation anytime. My brother, my sister, it's a shame of an education in this country, as you said. Joel Emmanuel says it means inside the hot pot. Well, he's explaining what it means to say kukushodemo. Ofori Kwame says greetings to the Blakk family. Goswe Jata says good evening, Blakk Rasta. I am watching you live. Come here. And Ofori, he says it's inside. He says I side with you on this one. That's Billy Graham. Donko. What are you siding with him over? Okay, Rudolph Basigiyem says, I salute you, teacher of the truth. Rebecca Mensa says, C&M. C&M. Rudolph Basigiyem says, watching from South Africa, 9 p.m. getting to 10. But I must eat from the black pot before I sleep. Voice of the Patriot. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We salute you. A salute of patriotism. Ofori Requirement says, Blakk, it's okay to leave Ken alone. Well, if he makes the news, we have to bring that, isn't it? Yeah. Owusu Echampon says, who are those? The boss of murderers and criminals seen as Anas enemies? They are all criminals caught on camera, involved in all sorts of illicit activities and corrupt activities to enrich themselves. I agree with you. Abubakar S. Ndazuri says, wow, Kwesi Nyantechi. You heard him speak Wale fluently. Not many people knew he could speak it. Anochi Abankwa Richmond says, Honorable Ken is honest, bold, disciplined, pragmatic, and an experienced leader. In Ken we trust. Number one. Or Heneba says, Kwesi was part of Kennedy's camp last year. Well, he was, and we didn't see him that much. It looks like this year he has come so much into serious prominence. Ofori Kwame says, you think Anas is a saint to go? Is a saint? Go to Chado and see his handiwork. Okay? PSFM says, I always ask myself, Ken can fight corruption because he's always saying he knows people who are selling illegal lands at Kaswa and how to win the 2020 elections. Well, Ufori Kwame says Ken is the man of the moment. All right? Okay. And Emmanuel Ania says, Blakk, you are too intelligent. I sometimes ask myself if you were fully born by humans. Much love and respect. Salute, Emmanuel Ania. Love and respect. Billy Graham Donko says, good evening, my family. I hope you are doing good. Brakwesi says, hi, sir. Good evening. Please, I was there and a friend of mine showed me a video of you on which you seem to be miming the song Obama on the streets when you went outside GH. Please kindly clear our doubts. It was a social media show. You understand? Social media show out on the streets. And we were not performing for the streets. We were doing a performance for the people watching from home. You understand? That was what it was. He's a DJ who is so popular in the UK. He goes from place to place and he gives people the chance to come and bless the mic. Stone Boy has been there. Burna Boy has been there. In fact, big artists have been there. So my team said, Blakk Rasta, you are going into England. It would be nice to speak with DJ AG. That's his name. And bless the mic. So when you go, you just play your music, a little bit of it. It's not really a performance. It is just to show your face. You understand? So it wasn't a performance. You understand? All right. So Royal Black Jesus said, Blakk Rasta, you have one of the most respected and important shows in Ghana. It's all about Ghana first. Much love and respect, King. Regina Adole says, hi, Blakk Rasta. JDSG says, Blakk, it's late here, but I'm still waiting for you to hear from you before going to bed. Wow. Respect. Owusu Champion says, Anas and his team must be careful because the boss of the murderers is still after them. Just like Ahmed Swale, a murderer can't lead Ghana. Christian Mensah Island says, respect to you, Blakk Rasta. Love and respect. We love you. And this is Nikolai. He says, Blakk, please kindly tell Kennedy his eyes can see Canaan, but he cannot step foot there. He was MP for Asin Fosu for 28 years and did not even install street lights. And he wants to rule Ghana. Tell him we as Ghanaians have learned more. And all lies from Nana Addo when he said he was a changed man. So Ghanaians should try. Should try when he said he was a changed man. So Ghanaians should try him. Nana Addo, when we decided to hear his plea and he almost capsized Ghana. Kennedy can be president for NPP, but not for Ghana. That's a fair comment. That's a fair comment. Ghanaian face that says, if you take a careful look at the enemies of Anas, they are all MPP people. The big question is why? Do you know? If you know, tell us. All right? Ghana face that comes back. Well, he's asking us the same question. Why? Conscious Agbemenu Ahosu, who is a regular on the show, says fire, yabu, fire. Ibrahim, the South Greener, says, but why must they always fight people who want the right things done? The MPP is finished. Ghanaian faces said Dr. Bauma is now a cleaner at the Jubilee House. It's clear that Dr. Bauma is an opportunist in the NPP. He's an alien to the NPP tradition. And that's what Kwesinya Techi was saying in the tape, that Baumia has moved from being a mate to Nana Addo because the car is no more moving, it has stopped. He has become a cleaner. Anyway, which way is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo? I'm going to take the last statement and we'll be done. Story number 3. And here we go. Lawyer Sori slams CJ, calls her spoilt child. Akola was say, my brother, my sister, who is Lawyer Tadio Sori? He's a lawyer everybody knows in Ghana. He hails all the way from the Upper West region of Ghana. He's a lawyer who has battled it out through thick and thin. That's him. In fact, lawyers call him Prof because he's the teacher of lawyers. He also teaches in the law school. My brother, my sister, he is simply called Prof. Some of the hottest cases in Ghana, he handled them. And a lot of lawyers, before they go to court, they speak to him to lead them and show them how to argue some crack nut cases. This is Lawyer Tadio Sori. A little boy from the Upper West region found his way into the University of Ghana. Very difficult conditions, but he went through it. He always wanted to be a lawyer. In fact, at a point, he even wanted to be a footballer. He became a friend of Abedi Pele. He used to play with Nania. just to train and keep his body firm. This is lawyer Thaddeus Sori. He has Sori at law. Now is Sori and Partners. Located right there, my brother, my sister, just around, the American house. That is lawyer Thaddeus Sori. My brother, my sister, he was the lawyer for the GFA and the Kwesi Nyantakyi. Both of them come from the same region. And he defended him and supported him. They are still the best of friends, even though Kwesi Nyantakyi is crestfallen. Can I tell you more? Lawyer Thaddeus Sori can never be underestimated when it comes to the legal jingoism in Ghana, the legal shenanigans in Ghana, the legal abracadabra in Ghana, the legal hocus pocus in Ghana. Hi, this man here is a walking encyclopedia when it comes to the legal profession. He was the one who defended me at the Parliament House when the parliamentarians invited me, my brother, my sister, to prove to them that thing. You remember, 80% we, Ntampe. He was with me. My brother, my sister. He was the one, alongside SHÂCKS, the two of them who came together and removed the Chief Justice from her position, citing more than 20 reasons she should be removed. And 4 of them stood firm and she was removed. For that reason, the Chief Justice, former Chief Justice, Torkornoo, has never liked Thaddeus Sori. Now, CJ Torkornoo one time tried to embarrass Thaddeus Sori in court, almost debunking everything he said. And Thaddeus Sori probably felt that he was not given a good listening ear. It was not fair enough. Maybe all these things culminated into the reason Thaddeus Sori decided to jump on the bandwagon when Daniel Ofori decided that he was going to take the Chief Justice on for unfairness and bias. And they won. So the Chief Justice is out. Now, it's all over the news that the Chief Justice has been removed and there's a new person coming in. Paul is his so-called Christian name. Bafubone is his traditional name. Justice Paul Bafubone. He is senior to Torkornoo. But for some reasons, he's been put aside or sidelined, if you may. And then Torkornoo put in there. Some people read political undertones into that. Torkornoo was not the first female Chief Justice of Ghana. There was one before her. My brother, my sister, now as it stands, Justice Torkornoo is so mad and angry that she is going to leave office without her benefits and everything. Now she's still fighting in court and asking that her salary be paid to her, everything paid to her, and her benefits paid to her. She was going to have a deal with the president. Everything was agreed that she should resign peacefully and get all her benefits. But her own lawyers pushed her on and said, no, let's take them to court. They went to court and lost. Now she's in the middle of the ocean. The sharks have opened their mouths wide, agape, in fact, to do the needful. And Torkornoo is not too happy about this. She can't sit down and watch her position taken over by Paul Bafubone. This is so painful to her, especially that all her benefits will be lost, all these years of labor. So, even though it's been said in the Parliament House that there would be a vetting, and it's been referred to the Privileges Committee, as we can see all over the place. My brother, my sister, Speaker Bagbin refers Chief Justice nominee to Appointments Committee. Yes, Appointments Committee for vetting. But Torkornoo's case has been so sad. It was not only heard in Ghana, even BBC published it, that she had been sacked. She loves to listen to the BBC. BBC is her favorite radio station. She likes the way they speak English. She went to school in England too. And look at BBC. He says Ghana Chief Justice sacked over allegations of misuse of public funds. She doesn't want this. In fact, she is Ghana's third female Chief Justice. Ghana's third female Chief Justice. But what is the story today? Before I came into the studio, I decided to place a call to lawyer Sori and ask him, lawyer, what do you think about this woman here, Madam Torkornoo, staying or trying to stay the vetting of Paul Bafuboni, Justice Paul Bafuboni? What it means is that she has run to court to ask the court to stop the vetting of a new CJ, Chief Justice. So the head of the judiciary should not be vetted. Why? Number one, her case is still in court. She still sees herself as the bona fide Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana until the courts say otherwise. Number two, she wants all her benefits and she wants all her salaries paid back to her. She doesn't see any new Chief Justice. She is the one. And some people are staging a coup d'etat against her. Lawyer Sori, what do you think? And you know what he said? He said, this woman is behaving as if the Chief Justice position is her father's house. In other words, the office of the Chief Justice is not your father's house. According to him, she is behaving like a spoiled child. A crybaby is over for you. And it's clear. Can't you read it on the walls? Number two, lawyer Sori says this woman is so selfish. Now the judiciary is without a head. There's only an acting head who is not fully in the office. One leg is in and one leg is out because you are acting. And we all know what it means to say somebody's acting. They normally do not have all the energy until they become the incumbent. My brother, my sister, is Justice Torkornoo behaving like a spoiled child? That's one. Number two, is Justice Torkornoo, the former CJ, trying to turn the office of the Chief Justice into her father's house? Is she being selfish? Should a new man not go in there? Now, when I asked Sori again, how about if she allows this person to be vetted and be made the Chief Justice? If the courts decide that, well, Torkornoo must come back, what happens? Will Justice Paul Bafuboni be removed so that she comes in? He says anything could be done. She wants money, she could be giving her money. And any other remedy that could be done. But for now, there must be a new Chief Justice. We must not leave that office vacant. Do you agree? Do you not agree? This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Do you think the former Chief Justice is being overly greedy? Is she being so petty? Is she fighting a lost war? What really is she fighting? This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Okay? Let's see your final comments, and we will be done for the day. JDSGH says, greetings, Black Rasta. We are live. Oi, oi. Emmanuel Ania says, good evening, Black. Welcome. Raskaba says, long live Black Rasta. Inshallah. Inshallah. And long live Ghana, inshallah. Raskawa said the black pot with Blakk Rasta himself, no size. Kura Kelly Blakk says, I can't sleep without hearing from you, Blakk Rasta. You are always welcome into my house. Friends, like and share the show. It's very important. Please. Yao Adobo says, good evening, Professor, my professor. Muhammad Banjer one says, welcome on board, soldiers. Anula Mbiali, light up the fire. Let's go. Come here. You think say you day wise. Nobody is bigger than the truth. Our country or nothing. Why you signed MC Scorpion. Emmanuel Ania says, please, Blakk. Any update about Gift or Worry and the NSS is coming up. We have been hopping from one office to the other. We'll bring you news. Yeah? Just stay glued to this channel. All right? More comments coming in. All right? And you make sure the comments come in via Facebook. Let them also come via YouTube. Now, Conscious Agbe Menu Ahosu says, watching you live from Abeka Bouchet La Paz inside Big Dream Herbal Shop. Black Empire Media to the world, the whole world. King Ras Abogu says, Blakk Rasta, because of you, now I have 15 people who come to my hotel, Amodase, in Upper East Bolga to watch you live. Thanks to you. Keep the fire burning. Love you, King Ras Abogu. Next time, we want to hear that 100 people are there watching the show. Thank you. Tom Paul says, how can Agyapong become a president of my country, Ghana? Or does he think that money is everything? Well, okay. Tom Paul is here. More comments coming in. Make sure they come in via YouTube and via Facebook. Kingsby said, greetings from Dede, that's daughter, and myself. God bless and keep you, Blakk. Exude on God. Say, shut up first. You never talk about it too. But if it be bad news, yeah, well, we are going to be talking about it. We are happy about it. We love it. If you have been listening to the show, you realize that we don't get to that point and time runs out. But it was a very beautiful show. I wasn't there personally. And how do you mean if it was bad news? You think we are carriers of bad news? No, sir. Look for other people who do that. We always bring solid news, right? But we'll talk about this. We'll do a whole documentary on it. Yeah? Tom Paul says, how are you today, my brother Blakk? I hope all is well with you. By grace, Ghanaian Facer says, NPP will never exist anymore. They are staring at collapse and they are driving to it. They are a group of evil people. All right. We hear you. Mami Equiayale Fando says, good to see you today, Blakk. Ni Family Man says, more fire, Blakk. Benazu says, real talk. Rashid Dobia says, more fire. One lover. Jankoni Waris says, respect, Blakk. Okay. And then, if Kennedy Trump becomes president of Ghana, Anas will sink to the ground. Oh, hey. Ebenezer Ando says, more fire, my brother. And wisdom, George Bay. Clue says, thumbs up. Salifu Fahad says, watching you live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We love that. Ebenezer Ando says, OSP must go out from the office now. And then we have Ebenezer Ando. He's smiling. He says, more fire. Tom Poe says, Blakk, can you please tell me how many criminals our OSP has jailed from 2016? Not necessarily jailing, but OSP's office has been able to bring money. In fact, been able to recover money stolen from the Republic. I think the last time we put it out, much more money than what he's been paid to stay in office. Duabil said, disability is not inability. Nobody thought our father would have gotten a wife to marry, not to even talk of children. God shamed them all by giving him a wife from Talenting, Accra, and blessed them with 6 lions. We call ourselves the big 6 of Talenting. Today is excellent. 6 years since he left us to eternity. Continue resting in power till we meet again. Duabel, aka Zanktordan. Your legacies live forever. Well, this one looks like a tribute to Duabel's father. Continue to rest in peace. Ofo Requirement says, Blakk, why are these guys walking freely? Are they walking freely? I hope not. Kwame Brafi Jr. says the black pot is on. Yadobo says, my professor, where did you get this sagacity from? Please show me the way. In fact, you are too much. Respect. Ken Colley says, fire. And he says, he's laughing. Emmanuel Ania says, some of these so-called businessmen are so stupid. Why do you expose yourself to the media knowing perfectly well your source of wealth is illegal? Reggie Ni Okai says, I tapped in late, but I am still fulfilled. Thank you. Akatapori says, love. Amate Teofilo says, first time in the family. Nobab says, love my big brother Blakk. We day with you. Ken Colley says, good evening, Blakk. Kwekua Sedu says, Ken 2028. Okay. Nobab says, Tadios isn't to be played with. Such a brilliant mind. Sharita says, well done, Black Rasta. Nobab says, Bafu Bonnie was even more qualified than Torkornoo. I think we mentioned it, right? He's senior to Torkornoo, right? Elijah Eshan says, Blakk, have you lived anywhere on a fancy land? I hear you speak little fancy something. I hear you speak little fancy song. Yes, I was in Takrade. In fact, that was where I got married and started life properly. I was with Good News FM. Oh yes, I was there. Hey, fancy. Greetings to all my Takrade people and beyond. Evangelist Philip Atta says, Ken is our hope. Raskaba says, no reasonable person would take Ken and MPP serious. Nobab says, the CJ thinks she's entitled to that position. That is what Tadio Sori is saying. And Raskaba says, long live Black Rasta. Edem Luther says, great show. Raskaba says, long live Ghana. Ken Colley says, teach me, teacher. Bismarck and Kansas says, watching you live from Selhurst, right there in South London. Good work, Black Rasta. Keep it up. Ghanaians must unite to prosecute Nana Addo. His regime has destroyed Ghana. I will be the first to append my signature. Journey to truth. The truth shall forever be our paper. Edem Luther says the hard truth. Antonio Bing says, no can, no vote. Anwar Sadat Larry says, good evening, Black Rasta. Kukushu Namo. All right. This is where we bring it all to an end. I want to say thank you so much. We apologize for the late start of the show. We have been investigating some stories, and sometimes, we are unable to come in early. Tomorrow, we have a big story to release. I'm telling you, a big story. Make a date, and don't be late. Until then, on behalf of the team here at Black Empire Media, we say we love you, we appreciate you. Same time tomorrow, 6 p.m. sharp, we'll be here. Hey yo! Hey yo!